the Seal stream. I am going to be doing color casting for you. My name is Dixon Kranz. I am joined here by Autumn Gamer. Who's going to be doing play-by-play.
Hello.
And we're going to be casting a couple of series today. The first one's going to be Washed Up Onetricks versus the Funky Ducks. We have the pick draft from the pro draft here. What do you think about this draft?
So initial thoughts upon looking at it, it's both sides have a pretty beefy front line that they can turn towards here. There's a lot of CC and a lot of CC, a lot of pick potential on the part of Funky Ducks there. Between the Jarvan, between the Morgana, between the Maokai, and even the Taric. So there's a lot of potential for CC there and a lot of crowd control. Not so much for Washed Up Onetricks. I mean, you have a little bit from the Trundle, you have some slows from the Mundo, the double bomb stun, of course, from the Zillion. But really, outside of like those incidental CCs, the only reliable CC you have is the point and clicks coming off a Nautilus, and that's pretty much it. So, a lot more CC from Funky Duck. They'll probably be able to. They should be able to use that to get more picks and get their AD carry ahead. They do have Aphelios, however, which combines well with all that CC because that champion is still absolutely busted. Don't believe right when they tell you he's been nerfed. He's still strong, still crazy. And yeah, that's going into like Trundle and maybe Ezreal as your primary sources of damage. After that, like Zillion as a secondary. So
yeah, we'll have to see if this Ezreal manages to actually get to his items and be the hyper carry that Washed Up Onetricks really needs him to be. Rixie really deadly on that Ezreal. We're gonna have to, like, they both have hyper scaling AD carries and really strong team fight composition, so I expect there to be a lot of scuffles.
Yeah, just hopefully not for the first, 5 to 10 minutes, realistically, because none of these sides really wants to fight until their tanks are ready, is what it is.
Yeah, and Aphelios, I think, having a better 2-item spike than Ezreal, I think we're going to see the mid-game go to Funky Ducks here. I don't know if Washed Up Onetricks actually has the staying power to hold against a Taric Aphelios in the late game.
Probably not. I mean, they do have a Mundo, and once Mundo gets enough items, he can kind of just literally run forward. So there is that. He still can obviously be stopped by all the CC. A Morgana binding or a Jarvan ult can pretty much stop a Mundo in his tracks. And then from there, an 800 gold item removes the healing factor, which is Mundo's biggest way of tanking. And if that's gone, it's a little rough. Of course, it does go the other way as well. If Aphelios gets picked, honestly, I don't think there's much that Ducks can do to actually stop the pick from coming down. Between Trundle, Nautilus, and Mundo, that's not a lot of hard CC, but that is CC that can slow him down or single him out. And then Ezreal, as you said, is a hyper carry that can just do a massive amount of burst damage. So you remove the Aphelios, and then that Funky Duck's composition just doesn't have damage.
It's really going to be relying on keeping that Aphelios kind of a protect the carry comp coming out. One of the things that I did want to mention is that Funky Ducks chose to save their mid lane pick for a counter on whatever Gelati picked. Gelati answering with a very safe Zillion, and then Funky Ducks picking Morgana into it. That's a decent pick into Zillion. It does help their pick potential, and it does work really well into the composition. I think that it's an interesting decision, not necessarily what I would assume to be a Zillion counter pick.
Yeah, certainly not. Morgana actually does have okay wave clear when she's allowed to get items. So it's not like it's absolutely terrible and like it's going to just instantly lose the lane. But she's going to have a very hard time playing into the Zillion and actually providing pressure. So
So yeah, an interesting draft, a good couple of comps. Do you have any final thoughts before we start to roll right into the game here?
Well, I actually do have a couple of thoughts here, and that's kind of where I expect these junglers to be going. Surprisingly enough, I honestly don't really expect Trundle to try to fight Jarvan as much early on. But he will still probably, like, I expect Trundle to kind of prioritize going towards that top lane, because Trundle is just great into tanks. As whereas for Jarvan, I expect Jarvan to try to prioritize bot as much as possible, bot and mid, just because he has to get control down there. Otherwise, if they get steamrolled, they're gone.
It's really going to be all about keeping that Aphelios alive. For sure. All right, well, and with that, I think that we're going to be getting into the gameplay here between Washed Up Onetricks and the Funky Ducks. All right. Let's see what these teams decide to do level 1. Looks like Funky Ducks moving as a unit, not going to be going for that 5-point. Washed Up Onetricks going for the 5-point though.
Yeah, 5-point spread. Now, they do have a better level 1 with Funky Ducks, so they could use this potentially as a either as a counter invade or as a straight up invade. They do have kill pressure. Does look like they're not going to take it so far. And no, they're just
a late invade here.
Yeah, they are still bunched up, so it's definitely something they could do here. Already almost a minute in, and no activity yet. And yeah, there we go. So it looks like that 5-man stack was more to deal with the potential invade than it was to deal with the than it was to actually go invade themselves. It looks like after that, after a little brief tense moment here, we're going to start up, and both sides going to be leashing their bottom side. So Trundle is going to get the red side start, Jarvan's going to get the blue side start. I think this is a little bit more beneficial for the Trundle. Jarvan can use mana, but doesn't use as much, prefers red buff a little more, and there we go. Both sides doing the quick leash there. Jarvan doing this, Jarvan, but
yeah, we'll have to see if that turns around into some kind of top lane gank. They're going to be on that side of the map at about the same time, depending on their clear. It does look like Ayama is going to be going for that Gromp, trying to get a little bit more eco instead of going for the more aggressive play.
Yeah, now, part of that is because Jarvan doesn't necessarily have the most healthy of clears during his early levels. So I think what he's trying to do here is just he's acknowledged that he'll probably not outfarm the Trundle in speed. He's instead going to go for the cheeky level 2 gank here instead, though. He's going in. He does have the flag and drag, but yeah, they just weren't pushed up enough for it.
Yeah, just nothing there for them to get. Sort of an unfortunate angle for Ayama where the waves were positioned.
Yeah, he does, however, he is now down a camp to the Trundle, so the thing I said about Jarvan's speed, yeah, that'd definitely be the case here.
A lot of trades going on in the top lane too, but
generally... here we go. This is going to be a red... Yeah, Trundle is level 3 with red buff and blue buff. Jarvan is level 2, so he does not really have the ability to fight these Raptors. However, Mayor of Huevos not going to take that trade because Morgana comes up.
Starting to come up the river now.
Yeah, but there is a trade going on in top lane. Mundo does have the advantage here into the Maokai. Trundle goes in for the gank as well. Then Mundo goes in and goes down. First blood to the Trundle.
And Phantom of Rhyme didn't even use his flash there. He knew he was dead. The pillar comes up. That last cleaver hits, and it was just all over for him. First blood going down for Washed Up Onetricks.
And there we go. Scuttle take for the Trundle as well. Jarvan is still down in tempo by about a camp. But
looks like the bottom lane is moving up the river towards Ayama.
Looks like it is. It also looks like we're actually going to have a repeat gank here. Because that was teleport burned, so burning flash here could be lethal. That Trundle there we go. Trundle comes up, flash comes out, Mal comes out of the way, and we go into a trade in the bot lane. Nautilus is getting traded on pretty hard. Ezreal is doing damage in the background. Rixie doing his best, but Bixby is going to go down. Goes down to the Taric Ignite, and that's going to be a root from the Nautilus. A root, not from the Nautilus, but on the Ezreal. Teleports are coming out, and Taric walks away. Only one, so 2 kills. Yep, there we go. Jarvan dies in the background there to a gank, but Mundo is traded for that. So overall, we're 2-2. Slight gold lead in favor of Washed Up Onetricks.
Yeah, Tuba TPing down there is able to pick up the kill. Delta Terra. Early game's trying to pop off.
Gelati teleports in to keep that pressure up.
He manages to make the TP, gets onto the Jarvan, prevents that that dragon vision for now. Just gonna see some farming going down in the bottom lane. Oh,
ooh, bit of an engage going here down, and nope. Just some trades between friends, as Nautilus didn't really have the backup there, but good.
yeah,
He wants it.
Still up a camp, but it looks like everything else is pretty equalized across the board.
It looks like the big difference in gold looks like it's coming from. I mean, it's a slight lead in mid. It's a slight lead in mid, top, and the jungle from the looks of it.
Huevos is going to start making his way down towards the bot side of the map now.
Yep, clearing camps along the way because he's a Trundle, so you can clear pretty healthily and pretty quickly. Jarvan does look like he is going for a... yeah, it looks like he was going for a gank. He just shows up, lets Gelati know he's there.
He's trying to get that vision on that side of the map now, actually putting down pinks to reinforce it.
Yeah, there are pings going down here in mid. Probably wanting to do... They probably can try to get some pressure in here as well if Morgana pushes up.
And there's going to be a big wave in top lane.
Yep.
Pushing in. Just let that get farmed. Huevos going over the wall. This is going to be a fight.
Yeah, Huevos gets caught out. He does get bound up. The spell shield comes down. The Nautilus ult comes in instead, so Rixie actually kills Yama. So that's what would have been a clean pick instead turns into a jungler kill. And now Washed Up Onetricks have pretty much free access to the Drake.
Yeah, really great on Gelati coming down there and utilizing his ulti to turn that fight around. Mayor of Huevos initially getting caught out. That's going to be the dragon going down there, but really heads up play by Washed Up Onetricks, all moving as a unit and closing on that very quickly. See, Ezreal does have his tier now against that BF sword. Not going to see much damage coming out of him until he's able to get his Manamune.
Yeah, there won't be, but there is still plenty of engage from Nautilus, and there we go. Aphelios gets caught out. The turret goes down, but that's not going to be enough with the stuns coming through. And Rixie picks up the kill. He does take a lot of damage in the process for it, because that's just how Aphelios works, but he's not dead, and he'll have plenty of healing up for it, and further engage was dissuaded by Nautilus and Trundle.
Yeah, Mayor of Huevos did burn his ulti there, so he's a little bit less strong in the 1v1. But I think that he's going to be clearing his jungle for a while. By the time the next fight happens, he's going to have it back up.
I mean, yeah, Mayor of Huevos, his 44 to 29 CS in the kill, so like he's good. He definitely could afford to make that gank.
It was such a great angle actually coming up behind them. You know, staging the vision early and then just getting that Trundle pillar behind the Aphelios. There's not much that he can do. Even if he flashes, he's still going to be slowed.
Yeah, now we're back again, this lull state here between the two junglers. So it does look like bot side and top side are our areas of real focus here.
The mid is farm fest right now.
Yeah, that's about what we expect it to be as well, though, just because the two champions involved, while they can assist ganks, killing each other is very hard. Yeah, Morgana's in a little bit of a rough spot here, but she's not gonna be at too much risk here.
It's been really interesting. Tuba's been roaming all over the map this game. And he still managed to keep up in CS numbers.
Jarvan tries for the invade. Doesn't have vision yet. However, he goes in. He realizes that we're in a 2 versus 2. Trundle Pillar comes out. The Smite Consume goes down onto the red buff, so Trundle picks that up. So, successful invade for washed up Onetricks. And...
yeah, Yama's still level 5 there. A full fight going on.
A little bit of trade here going down in bot lane, though. Rixie avoids most of the fight, but he is going to go down by the shutdown thanks to the long range of Aphelios. They're going to go for the turret dive with the Radiance, and no. That forces the flash out of Bixby, so a flash and a kill for the Aphelios Tarek is actually pretty good.
Yeah, Rixie thinking that he was going to have the damage there, just trying to sustain that fight, but with Bixby still at level 5, it wasn't much of a fight, unfortunately.
It wasn't too much of a fight there, and that does actually put puts Conwraithen back within range, within like 200 gold of Rixie. So that shutdown was big.
Yeah, I wonder if Mayor of Huevos is going to actually drop this Rift Herald here just to try to get Tuba out of lane. He's already roaming so much. The Rift Herald taken down while the bot lane fight was happening. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Rift Herald does go down. Maokai gonna get hit here. Maokai is forced to flash. Flash is burned all over the place. However, that is still a Mundo. That Maokai is very low.
Yeah,
they might actually try. Yeah, Tuba's gonna try for it. He's gonna try for it. Misses it. Does get the auto there. And now he just gets to low-key chase him down. He is gonna trade his life here, but I think... No, the double kill. Yama able to outplay under turret there. Survives the onslaught. Gets a double kill, which puts him in a much better position relative to where Tuba is. That is definitely gonna be his jungle item and probably a little more.
Yeah, Tuba just getting a little bit aggressive there. He does actually end up getting the kill on Phantom of Rhyme, but going for Ayama directly after that Cataclysm, such a great spacing tool underneath the tower, is able to lock him in and space him out enough, keep Mayor of Huevos away so that he could continue to DPS. And washed up Onetricks, a little bit greedy, losing a double kill for it. Gonna be contesting vision now.
Yep, looks like with that dragon just about up here in about 20 seconds, or 25 seconds there, they're waiting. They're going to be once more contesting over the bottom side, especially with Rift Herald down. It looks like Tuba's teleport is up, so they're probably going to look to either teleport the Mundo in for the fight, or just leave him up there and
Tuba's just
claim
going in
advantage.
for the minions.
He's a Mundo, he can do that.
Ooh, Deftar coming out.
Yep.
This is 3v3.
It is. A bit of a fight goes down in bot side. Flashes are burned, so Herrick is forced to flash out, which isn't great, but that's still plenty of HP. Scuttle goes down in favor of Wash Up Onetricks. The Infernal Drake is alive, so they could try to. Tuba probably going to go down here. No,
ooh,
just through the healing, he's actually alive. So while this is going down, by the way, there's a a fight going up top, a skirmish going down in bot. With the Nautilus down, they are much safer now to... like Funky Duck is much safer to engage. But they're not going to.
Phantom Rhyme is... more than one cleaver away?
Just about... Well, it's about 2 cleavers still. Alright. Washed Up Onetricks decide to use the space to start up the Drake. They are going to claim it. They're going to be able to turn down here. That's an ult from Ezreal. It does connect to Tarek. Tarek goes down before the Cosmic Radiance can drop. And Ophelia wasn't there for the fight at all. He gets zoned out, and Jarvan has to walk away.
Yeah, Gelati bodyguarding that choke point there is able to get a stun into the Arcane Barrage by Ezreal there.
And while we're doing this as well, Maokai never teleports, neither does Mundo.
True shot Prash.
Okay.
Maokai gained a bunch of HP there, somehow.
Probably
that was going down.
Sure. I count that. I blame that on runes.
Yeah, Maokai has such good sustain within his kit, though. That passive actually does a lot. able to heal himself up. Tuba was fighting him there. They were fighting for, it had to be 30 seconds.
Oh, easily. But, that's just how tank fights go. And now Tuba actually going to go in here. I don't think Maokai can actually escape from this. No, he will. Rixie takes down... Yeah, Rixie getting a good kill there. If they wanted to, they could dive. If they have Nautilus ult, looks like they don't. However,
they just used the Death Charge.
This is, however, going to be a gank in the top lane there. Both of them are actually fairly low. And Mundo is just... There we go. Tuba finally goes down. Does almost take the Maokai with him, but just able to hold out just for long enough. That is a very low Maokai, and no, not going to be enough damage. Yep, there we go. He's going to burn down instead.
Yeah.
So 1-for-1 trade, but that's a 150 gold bounty on that Jarvan now. So Yama's doing pretty well. It went from a rough start. Now he's doing okay. He's feeling good. This is a lot of pressure going down onto these turrets. And Mayor of Huevos takes the first turret. He is going to go in on the Jarvan. He did stop the flag and drag. So yeah, you see there Trundle just sort of bonks him down.
Yeah, Mayor of Huevos was able to collect on the rewards of the Rift Herald that he placed in the top lane earlier, getting that first Tower Blood, and great mechanical play, knocking Ayama out of his flag and drag there. Just gonna be returning to lane now. Are we gonna get another Rift Herald spawn?
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get we're guaranteed at least 2 here from the look in this game from the looks of it.
Cool.
And Tuba does start that up.
Tuba just going straight for it.
Yeah. Interesting thing, by the way, is Tuba started out with the Spirit Visage. It looks like Maokai is also going the same route here.
Yeah, I don't even think that if Ayama and Phantom of Rhyme went to contest that they'd be able to win that 2v2, so just have to give it up.
Yeah, Mundo actually has a completed item here. That's so despite the fact that he's honestly just ran it down a couple of times there, 2-3-2 for that lane there. Tuba's actually just a little bit ahead still in gold. And one completed Spirit Visage on the Mundo is actually pretty terrifying.
And Mayor of Huevos almost catching out Ayama in the jungle.
Yeah, Delta Terra here is gonna take a lot of damage from the bomb. He's just gonna get flash auto down, burnt away by the power of the Zillion and the Trundle, and that's just gonna be a killing spree for Mayor of Huevos, whom is now gonna summon the Rift Herald in bot lane or in the mid lane there, and this is probably gonna be his mid tower going down. It will. They get one charge off for sure. Looks like they're gonna threaten a second charge.
A lot of tempo coming out from Washed Up Onetricks. Mayor of Huevos able to challenge that.
And hey, there we go. Second charge down. That's probably going to be a tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Because Trundle is just... eats through it. Yeah, fight goes down. Looks like it quick engage, then they back off. That is going to be a little bit of damage. Nautilus ult does go down onto the Aphelios. He does have to flash out. He does take so much damage, though, from that Ezreal.
TP?
Looks like it. Teleport does go down. However, Aphelios dies. Taric dies. And now it's just going to be Jarvan probably going down as well. That's it. Turret goes down. Quick snipe from Rixie takes out the Jarvan. And there we go. Trundle burns down, but ult keeps him right back up. And Delta Terra is left alone. Kind of just like the Valorant dev team, really.
And they're able to take out the bottom lane and the jungler while taking the tower. Just what a great play by Washed Up Onetricks, and great utilization of abilities there.
That is
played that extremely well.
In that extended play, that is going to be 3 towers. I think 4 extra kills and a dragon, and that is going to be Soul Point as well, and it's going to be Ocean Soul. With the way things are right now, Ocean Soul is kind of just a game over condition, possibly, for Washed Up Onetricks.
Especially this early into the game. Ocean Soul giving you back so much health and mana. It makes you a sustained beast, and especially on a team like Washed Up Onetricks, if you can put an Ocean Soul on top of a Mundo, your problem just got 10 times worse.
Yeah. And what I said before, though, a 100 gold item. Aphelios. Yes, you want damage here, but just spend the 800 gold, get the Executioner's Calling. You're gonna need it. Just through the sheer amount of healing that Mundo's gonna put out.
Yeah, Morgana not even looking to move into Morellonomicon yet.
And instead, looks like they're gonna push up. Oh, there we go. Tarek gets caught out by an excellent hook. He has a lot of healing, but it's not enough. Rixie burns him down. With assists by Mayor Huevos and Bixby here.
Looks like they're gonna try to go
Moonlight Vigil does come out. Nautilus, however, is just too tanky. Rixie dissuades with True Shot Barrage. And Maokai's gonna fight a Trundle. I'm not sure if that's what you really want to do if you're a tank, because Trundle's really good at killing tanks.
Yeah, Rixie able to
Binding Mist. Rixie with the kill secure there.
Rixie was just pounding Mystic shots into the backline the entire time that fight was trying to go down. They couldn't advance forward to actually go on to Tuba. Or on to Mayor Huevos, excuse me.
Yeah, well, while they're doing this, Tuba was split pushing, bringing that minion wave up. That's another turret that goes down. And we're seeing some clean wave control coming out of Washed Up Onetricks here as they just are choking Funky Ducks out.
Yeah, they've been able to consistently push into towers. Everything that Washed Up Onetricks has done this game has just been building up pressure steadily. And you just see like these towers start to go down, this domino effect start to happen. Funky Ducks have barely even tapped the top tower, and they don't even have their first tower yet. That's going to open up the entirety of the jungle, that it just becomes Washed Up Onetricks because they're not able to manage the waves appropriately to be able to advance their vision line.
Looks like a little bit of a Fnatic Death Brush here. Oh, they do check it correctly, and Mayor Huevos gets out. Good pillar to dissuade any further aggression there.
Yeah, just barely dodging out of the binding there from the Morgana. If he had gotten hit, that could have gone an entirely different way. We are going to see some vision battles around the Baron pit here. Ooh,
yeah, it looks like a pick's going down. However, Jarvan burning very low. True Shot Barrage comes out. Not enough to kill, but very close. Actually, it does go down in the long run there. Double kill goes down to Rixie instead, as there's a Mundo in the backline. Flash comes out from Delta Terra. That's just going to be the turret that goes down instead, as Mundo's there to tank it. No, they're going to wait for their minion wave instead, which is a little ways back there. Mundo, however, will eventually just recover that HP, and that Ocean Drake, it's about to come up at about a minute 30 here, just under a minute 20 now. So it looks like Washed Up Onetricks is going to take a step back, do a reset, get their gold, get their purchases off, and then they're going to come back and set up for that Ocean Drake.
I mean, really the name of the game here for them is to get that Ocean Soul. Rixie playing a little bit aggressively, putting damage onto Delta Terra and Con Wraithen, but if they can manage to get that Ocean Soul, that is really their win condition. I'm sure as soon as they saw that Ocean Drake was the soul, they made this their priority instead of Baron, and you can tell because of the way that they've been playing this bottom side of the map, moving Tuba down and having that 4-man pressure in the mid, just owning that bottom side jungle.
And now we wait, really. It's welcome to what certain LCK casters call the lull state, that time between fights and objectives where nobody really knows what to do. However, we look like we are going to get an engage by Phantom here. Delta Terra is chasing him down, but that is a Mundo. He does burn the ult. He is still taking just so much damage, but he's still not dead yet. He just keeps healing. Gelati with the ultimate, though, keeping him alive, and he's basically back to full HP already. Maokai instead goes in the backline, tries to deal some damage. He's trying just to escape, but he's not going to. He's going to die to Rixie. Mayor Huevos going to go unstoppable by killing the Tarek. And the rest of the teams are just going to take a breath and back away.
Yeah, that Zilean ulti came out at such a great time there, keeping their tank alive. Tuba tanking just an insane amount of damage during that team fight. Like the entirety of Funky Ducks trying to take Tuba down, and just not able to. That Zillion pick is coming in real clutch for Washed Up Onetricks.
There we go, and while they're still sieging the bottom lane tower, the Ocean Soul comes out for Washed Up Onetricks, and now things just went from bad to worse for Funky Ducks.
They're going to be able to push in on this inhib here, maybe even proxy some of these waves to increase their pressure in other lanes, but Tuba just walking
Tuba's literally just in the back line there. If he starts hitting them, he just deals... Like, he just heals even more the more he hits, and he is just healing. He's just healing through this. He's actually gaining HP while he's fighting them, guys.
The Sunfire proccing it, his W proccing it.
Everything's just proccing these heals for the Mundo. The double kill goes down to Rixie in the long run. There goes the Aphelios being taken out. It's just Delta Terra left. That's the ult. That's not going to be enough. Legendary for Rixie. And that looks like that's going to be game number 1, going down in favor of Washed Up Onetricks, as there's just no one left alive to stop it.
Yeah, really, that was an incredible performance by Washed Up Onetricks, just steadily progressing their lead, pushing further and further down the map, playing the macro game masterfully, and then actually executing on their champions as well. Very well played. All right. So as we get to the end of that, yeah, I think that they played those waves extremely well. They just continuously pressured into towers. They had all of the dragon pressure. Their vision control was on point, and it just felt like they were setting the tempo for the game.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that statement there. Rixie with his Ezreal there just kind of set back and just waited, really, because like they knew what they wanted to do. Their goal was simple: get Tuba out of lane, meet everyone together, and then just fight when they want to fight and when they feel like fighting. Which, for what it's worth, between their excellent wave control and between their macro decisions, there just turned out to be not only the right decision, but also like an overwhelmingly powerful decision for Washed Up Onetricks.
Yeah, and Rixie, I'm sure if we looked at these damage charts, that Rixie would be at the top with 14 kills. But I do want to point out the 0-0-11 score of Gelati. Just being that role player the whole game. Just support mid laner numbers.
Which, you know what? When you have a plan, if support mid laner is your plan, then by all means support mid laner.
Right. So we are going to be moving into game 2 here after a short break. Any final thoughts on them?
The biggest thought I have is Funky Ducks probably going to need to either find a way to mitigate the bottom lane disparity that happened there, or really just find a way to play around that jungler better, because honestly it was Mayor of Huevos who was just enabling both bot lane and top lane to just destroy.
Yeah, I am finding himself in some fights against level 7s when he was still level 5. That's not great. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are going to be coming back with game 2 of Washed Up Onetricks versus the Funky Ducks after a very short break here while everybody gets set up. Hope that you continue watching. Thanks. Hello, everybody. We are back here with the second game of the Funky Ducks versus the Washed Up Onetricks. Switching sides here, we're going to see Washed Up Onetricks on the red side. We have this draft pulled up. What are your thoughts? Your initial thoughts about it, on?
Initial thoughts. It's so okay. Both drafts kind of initially do the same thing. But things that stand out for me are they're giving Rixie Jin with Nautilus, little scary. Mayor of Huevos is still on Trundle, so that's I don't agree with that decision, especially if you're going to continue to run any kind of tank. And they gave Gelati Karthus.
Yeah, that was the big thing that I was going to point out, was that they allowed Gelati to play Karthus, and as much as he may grumble about the champion, Gelati has played more Karthus than any human being that I know. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not thinking it's going to go well, because we thought the if last mid lane was a farm fest that resulted in utter explosions, Karthus wants those. He wants to farm. He wants to get nice and strong, and then he just wants to press the R button and delete everyone.
Yeah, Funky Ducks with kind of interesting composition here. They did actually grab that Ezreal away from Rixie, but it looks like a Nocturne mid lane going to be going into that Karthus. I would suppose hoping to be able to kill him multiple times in lane, but I'm worried with the Sona Nautilus matchup.
There are many enchanters you can play into Nautilus. I don't believe Sona is one of them. Sona has less HP than a cannon minion, does, yes, a lot of damage, but you're going into a tank, and she has less disengaged than a limp minion with a damaged cannon. Like, she's not in a good spot to deal with a Nautilus Jhin, especially considering there will be a range disparity as well.
Yeah, I do think that Funky Ducks does have a good amount of pick potential between the Zac and the Crescendo. Nocturne ulti, the Paranoia coming down. I think that their plan is just to use the Jax to split push for most of the game. Well, they have this pretty strong pick-oriented 4-man. This is going to require them to push forward a lot of vision, get pretty aggressive vision, and to be able to get down some early towers this game so that they can, continue to pressure at all.
Now, I will say there is actually a benefit where Sona is good, and that is into instances when Trundle and Gnar come in, then Sona can honestly just, if Trundle, Nautilus, and Gnar come in, Sona can just press R and walk away, which should give Ezreal plenty of time to do damage. But again, you run into this problem where she's kind of a short-range enchanter with not very much HP, so there's a very small window of execution where Sona can do that and survive. And if she goes down, that's really that's not just a not insignificant amount of damage, considering Sona does high damage for an enchanter, but it's also that's a lot of your healing out. Your healing, your movement speed is gone if Sona dies, and you really don't want that. Not when you're going to be chased down by a Gnar Karthus and a Trundle and a Nautilus throwing hooks behind you. Like, you want as much mobility as you can get here.
Yeah, I think Funky Ducks is going to have to make something happen in this early into mid game, because it washed up Onetricks with that Karthus, with that Jhin, both insane late game carries. Ezreal obviously a late game carry in his own right, but Karthus Jhin is just hard after 25 minutes. It's just really difficult. So we'll have to see if Funky Ducks are going to be able to pull out this early game.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be looking for here. Is that's kind of really their hope there. Their hope is they survive long enough in the early game that their mid lane gets ahead, that Jax can body the Gnar, which I don't really think that's going to be the case. I actually think Gnar's going to win that matchup early, which isn't looking great. And then somehow Zac's going to have to find a way to influence either one of these two lanes. So they've definitely raised the bar of execution. That's what I do to say. As I think Funky Ducks team comp, while it can work as a pick composition, it can work and it can work wonderfully. It's going to require them to execute at a much higher level than washed up Onetricks execute team comp is going to require. You know, washed up Onetricks hits level, they hit level 6 and then they fight. That's what washed up Onetricks does. Not so much for Funky Ducks, and it looks like we're just about time, so we're going to get into game and see how this works out. See if things go for the better for them.
All right. So last game we saw Funky Ducks make a move as a 5-man to try to counter and invade by washed up Onetricks, but it looks like both teams are going to be looking for an early invade here.
So in this instance, I do favor the team that has the Nautilus when it comes to the level 1. So washed up Onetricks to have the advantage here. It looks like they're going to take that route. They're going to take that route by way of Tri-Brush. They're probably going to get spotted here.
Yeah, Sona putting down that ward early is going to spot out all of them just hanging out there.
Yep, they are spotted. They're not now. Okay, washed up Onetricks is not going to. They don't know they've been spotted. Funky Ducks is all sticking into this bush here. Nautilus is going to face check first, so he's probably going to take the most damage there. He will go down. It does go down to the Sona, but there is going to be trade of passives here. We have, the Karthus goes down as well. Karthus, however, takes out the Nautilus, which is not what you really want there. So overall, it is an advantage in the trade to Funky Ducks.
Yeah, we're able to utilize their early vision. They're really good ward placement, expecting the invasion coming in, and it's just able to throw all of their stuff onto Bixby before they even know that they've been spotted.
Yeah, now the good news about this as well is Sona getting First Blood does mean that she gets to pick up extra mana, which anybody who's played Sport for more than 5 minutes knows that Sona's a mana-hungry champion. So that's going to be real good for her. That's going to make her feel a little bit better into this lane, especially because she's probably going to be spamming that heal just a little bit more.
So much level 1 vision coming out. Yama grabbing a sweeper and just finding his red warded. Level 1 invades. You never know.
Yeah, it happens. And if there was any one champion to do it, honestly, Trundle would be it. Especially into a champion like Zac, who isn't the strongest or healthiest of clearers during his early levels. And it does look like Trundle's just gonna... He's gonna take his camp advantage here, his tempo advantage, by clearing red, and he's gonna go down to red to blue and probably look to gank bot.
Yeah, it looks like, of note, we might not see this Zac doing any early ganks here because his cell division went down in that level 1 fight. So he doesn't have his second life. But he is on the bottom side. We'll see if he moves his way over to chickens, then progresses with a top side clear, or if he's going to try to make something happen here.
There is a world where Zac and Trundle meet at Scuttle. I don't think in that world Zac lives, though.
I do not think so either, especially with what looks to be an XP advantage on the Trundle at the moment.
Yeah, just about just over a camp advantage in XP. And yeah, Zac does walk away. Trundle actually just walks into his jungle and forces him out. Gelati has a massive mana advantage right now over Delta Terra as well, by the way. So, it doesn't mean too much because Nocturne is an auto attacker, but this does make Delta Terra's job so much harder. As he's just gonna get bullied and poked by the Lich, and he's just gonna be shoved in. You're not having a fun time right now if you're the Nocturne. Meanwhile, the Yordle slap fight go on upstairs here. Ninja versus primitive monster thing. The stun misses. This is going to be a gank from the Zac. That is a stun coming down. The stun does come down from Cannon. Gnar is very low HP, but he's also hyper, so he's able to walk out just fine. And there's a little bit of poke going down in bot lane, but overall, nothing is actually burned outside of that flash, so
Yeah, well, the Zac Slingshot out of vision definitely helped to make that play. I'm sure Phantom happy for any of the pressure that he can get against Tuba. At least keeping him in lane and low health.
Yeah, so it looks like, by the way, it is a cannon instead of a Jax, so it does look like the Jax was either a misclick or something went wrong there. That said, this does change things up a little bit for Funky Ducks. Cannon is he can be, there are two notoriously are two builds for Cannon. There is the split push build and the team fighting build, but Cannon also just brings a significantly larger amount of CC and engage, so which does shore up a lot of their weaknesses, and he also brings magic damage.
Yeah, very different comp than having the Jax that just kind of gets stuck in that split push. Kennen giving them a little bit of extra AP AoE team fighting there. Actually, I think strengthens their composition quite a bit.
Yeah, it
Being
does.
able to combo with that Sona.
Fight going down here in the bottom lane. Conwraith going forward, but Rixie gets covered by his Nautilus. And they go out. Flash is burned from Bixby there. Nocturne there with the quick gank. The problem with that as Nocturne is if you leave that lane as Nocturne, you're already down farm. You just let Gelati have his way with the lane, and
Ooh,
Gelati's not missing. Yeah, that's a good engage, and that's going to be a smack and a slap and a crunch, and and the cannon goes down.
Yeah, Tuba on his champions of preference here, able to do some crazy things. Just straight up walks up, tosses him into the wall, and full combos him, smacking him down with that last auto onto the squishy cannon. Slingshot coming out.
All right, here we go. Yeah, Gelati is going to get traded into here. He is going towards his Trundle. Ignite does go down from the Nocturne, but there's really not too much you can do. And this isn't exactly a fight you want to take. Zac is forced to flash because he is in lethal range here.
Did Zac have his cell division backup? He does have his cell division backup.
Yeah, but I don't think there's that much saving
but
there.
It's good for him to save it.
Yeah, and there's also not really much that would have saved him there if he'd gone down into it. Karthus is notorious for being able to just remove champions.
Taking a quick look, Rixie is up about two and a half waves, 15 CS here. The Karthus is up around 23 CS, and Tuba up. It just looks like across the board, washed up Onetricks having a CS advantage here against Funky Ducks.
So Conwraith goes forward, so he's one of those E forward Ezreals. And he gets away with it this time, as it doesn't look like Nautilus really wants to fight. Now, this is a point where Sona is stronger right now, just because she has more mana, so she has more ability to throw out power and has more sustain in that as well. But Nautilus going back here, he picks up some boots. So Bixby gets some boots here. Here we go again. Crunch, smack, gnar. Lots of damage. That's going to be the stun, but that's probably not going to be enough here. Yeah, gets slowed again, gets stunned once more, and Tuba's just running him down. Oh, yeah.
You get hit in the face with a house. Tuba able to catch him with that Q right at the end, and manages to take down Phantom of Rhyme. Just hops on him with Mega Gnar and fights him. It was insane.
Yeah, I think this is what we call an emergency right now. Like, Zac better get up there ASAP, and it looks like Trundle, is using this pressure right now to just farm Zac's jungle as well. So, yes, Zac is ahead right now in farm, but Trundle is pretty much ahead in pressure, and he's going to get meat behind his turret. There's nothing you can do about this. The ult does go down, the flash comes out to follow you. They're actually just going to die because they have the minion waves. That's the stopwatch burned. Not going to be enough, though. He's burning low. Trundle gets out of range. And the turret dive pretty much goes perfectly there.
Yeah, Phantom of Rhyme not realizing that he's in such a bad situation, thinking that he can go on a Tuba. Mayor of Huevo showing up, the ulti coming down, Paranoia.
Yeah, Paranoia, but it is onto a fairly tanky member, but it doesn't matter. The True Shot Barrage is enough to end it. One problem this does create, by the way, for Phantom is he has to teleport now. He tried to save his summoner spells there by teleporting, giving him an advantage, but now he burned his flash and he's burned his teleport. Like, he's just in a bad spot in top lane.
You see just Gelati just standing his ground. I mean, obviously running back, but the Delta Terra and Ayama not feeling like they could take the 2v1 there against blue buff Karthus.
You really can't. The moment, like, even if you kill him, he still can kill you. So it's like, is it really worth it, right?
Okay,
And that's going to be the gank. That's going to be the Wall of Pain to come down as well to slow the Nocturne up. That's a flash burn from Delta Terra, and that's what you'll take that. A few abilities for a flash and a counter engage, and you'll take that easily. And every day of the week is Karthus because it just solidifies your 40 CS lead.
Yeah, 84 CS at 10 minutes here for Gelati on this card.
Oh, good engage.
Coming in the Nocturne.
Yeah, good hook goes down, but it stops as Israel flies away.
Gelati still pushing.
Yeah, he can. He's a blue buff Karthus. He can push for as long as he wants. Even if he does die, he's still pretty likely to just trade damage back. And as you see right there, the Skittles of death. Yeah.
Gosh. Try to trade with me, you made a mistake, buddy.
Yeah, no, you taste the Shadow Isles rainbow there. It tastes like death.
Slingshot coming out. Tuba has to flash.
Yeah, it does. And gets away. That's a perfectly timed flash as well. But, you know, I don't think Tuba cares. You're a 3-0-1 with 95 CS and you have a Black Cleaver at like just over 11 minutes. You're fine in this situation.
30 CS lead, 3-0 on that Gnar. You're literally diving Phantom of Rhyme with Mayor of Huevos, and Tuba being super aggressive now with the two level lead. He's just sitting pretty.
Yeah, right now, I unfortunately, despite their best efforts here from Funky Ducks, their only hope has kind of become their bot lane now. Oh, that's going to be the Requiem comes down as well. That's going to be a lot of damage overall. Tuba able to hop out, and actually with the with his runes, he actually comes through and he heals up just enough to survive. Now instead it's going to be a smite coming down from the Zac. He's trying to get that kill, but he's getting kite backwards. He goes down into his passive. Now he's just going to get slowly taken out here as Tuba just faces down death and comes out the better for it. Some engagements going down in bot lane as well, the Sona ultimate, but nothing comes of it. And washed up Onetricks kind of flexing a little bit here.
Yeah, there's so many fights going on all across the map as this game is just starting to break open. Washed up Onetricks really trying to engage these fights, playing super aggressive, trying to push these early towers down and get the tempo that they got last game. I mean, Gelati almost done with that tier 1 tower by himself.
Yeah, that's before Rift Herald has ever even come down, which is a little scary to think about. They've not even gotten the Rift Herald yet. Delta Terra decides not to go at it. There we go. Yama back in, but Delta Terra still dies, and there's nothing he can really do about it anymore. This card is just too fed. He gets the double kill because the passive was burned earlier. You just can't step into this mid lane anymore. You know, like 4-1-1 on a Karthus with 500 gold lead and just over 50 CS lead. You can't step into this lane anymore, Delta Terra. You got to look elsewhere. And, you know, based on where things are at, I don't think there's much else where they can look.
Yeah, I love you, Ionia guys, but if you give Gelati Karthus, he will pick it and he will do this to you, and it's not fun.
And we are going to get the Mountain Drake as well, by the way. So this doesn't really benefit one team or the other. Gelati does get the turret. So one of the downsides, by the way, of killing a Karthus is he doesn't care. He also has, I think, his R button up. That doesn't matter. So they do get the Karthus this time. So that is a big shutdown, but it did take several ultimates and several flashes, and Phantom of Rhyme is basically dead.
Phantom of Rhyme, oh, the flash subjugate. Paranoia, coming down.
That's probably not too good, though, because the subjugate stats are still in favor of the Thunder.
Hard plays.
Yeah, but Delta Terra's like, nope, gonna back away. It looks like there's a little bit of a bug there. Oh, that's a good engage from the Sona, but there's just not any damage anymore. Okay, Sona flashes away. Rixie's still doing his best to just put damage down. He is probably going to get chased down here. This is going to hurt. True Shot Barrage is dodged.
And then he goes
Flash
down.
auto, though. He is going to
All
get 2 autos. Yeah, he's going to go down instead, though. So you're not going to feed it to the Karthus again. You're going to feed it to Rixie, which I don't know what's worse. Feed Rixie or
Crazy
feed Gelati.
exchange there. That was absolutely insane. Conwrathen doing a really good job of continuing to put down DPS on a Rixie, but Rixie with the happy feet is able to dodge so much of Conwrathen's damage.
Yeah, forces the flash auto, and then Gelati comes up, which, by the way, forces him back under turret.
Yeah.
So his options are literally give Gelati another kill, and you're worth gold.
Give Rixie a kill.
I think I'm not so sure he chose right either way there. There are no right choices under those conditions, I think.
I don't think so. I think that that was just not a great situation altogether for him.
Anyway, kind of looking back on this one, I think there is still possibly a way for Funky Ducks to get back in. Zach ganks have been working. It's just that they've not been working on the lanes that are strong. So what they really should probably do is just focus on that Ezreal. It is their strong point right now. And Zach is caught out.
No cell division, no life. He gets caught out in the river without any pressure.
Kuba is literally tower diving, by the way. Almost picks up the kill with the boomerang return.
And here comes Mayor.
Yep. This is how it goes. Requiem goes down. That is going to almost be death, but that is the Sonya's Hourglass. That is going to be the smite, though, instead.
Tuba gonna push down this tier 2. Gelati roaming towards the bottom lane. This might be a dive.
I mean, if there's any one champion that is good at diving, it is Karthus, weirdly enough, because, you know, he kind of doesn't care.
Woo! Comboing the pillar with the Gnar smash.
Yeah. Gelati's still waiting. Engages come in now. As that's a stun that comes up. That's the Wall of Pain as well. The Skittles come down. Conwrathen tastes death. And it wasn't even a tower dive. It was just a mistimed fight.
Chasing down Delta.
He tries to go for the ultimate. That doesn't matter. Okay, looks like finally Mayor of Huevos dies. Tuba's probably going to die here due to tower damage. Yeah, he goes down. Kennen takes some revenge, but that's really a pittance compared to the lead they got as more turrets go down in the bot lane. Turrets go down in the bot lane. More turrets went down in top lane.
Yeah, even if Mayor of Huevos and Tuba die there, they're pulling pressure away from that bottom lane who was trying to get tower pressure.
Yeah, Gelati left out in the open here. Probably gonna die, but there's a good chance he takes someone with him.
Oh my god! Come on! Some of those people have children.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Just not enough damage to kill him before he kills you. And Phantom of Rhine literally forced out of the fight within just by 2 abilities.
Yeah, Gelati just so strong now. Almost stacked up that Roa. Already has a Morella Nomicon and 80 CS lead currently. I mean, that's almost. You will have to see if Tuba is able to match up to that with the 70 CS lead currently.
Yeah, top and mid are just crushing it right now, and it looks like now that Washed Up Onetricks, they've just stepped on the gas. They've determined that they're strong, and they're going to make Funky Ducks pay for just letting them do their thing.
We might see a little bit of a vision war here. They are moving on this dragon. I don't think the Funky Ducks can get to it in time, but we might see the Zac hop in for a steal.
I don't think they want to get to it in time, because look who's here to tell Zac no.
5 levels up on that Gnar against the jungler.
That's a sad place to be. That's a very sad place to be. Like, Gnar can literally Gnar steals his lunch money right there. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, Zac.
Solo XP boosts were definitely balanced, right? Definitely. Let's see, they're going to be pressuring down in this tier 2. Funky Ducks have to make a stand here at some point. Mega Gnar's about to go off. Yeah, they have to do something before they just lose their
They could engage here. It looks like that they're going to have Kennen split push in the top lane, try to get something back in return. They do clear the wave out, so that is one thing they can do, is they do have good wave clear for the time being. Gnar does go back, though, so... He gets him more items. Gnar has a Wit's End now.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's not quite enough, but that is. So... They go 5 versus 2, and that seems to be good enough, but the 5 versus 3 isn't even close, as Gelati is literally just walking them down. That's going to be the Requiem. Yep. As Nocturne goes down, Sona's left all alone. She has the mobility to escape, unlike the others, and that's what she's going to do. But Cannon is now forced to back off because, well, would you look at that? Baron's up in like 3 minutes, so... Yeah, they're just going to take that bot tower and start pressuring.
Good attempt by Funky Ducks there, using the crescendo, using the True Shot Barrage and the Let's Bounce, helping them to delay that fight by holding down the choke. But man,
they win the 4 versus 2, but they do not win the 3 versus 4.
Yeah, it was. They tried to make something happen, and they just ended up getting collapsed on in their own jungle.
Gnar at 3 items now and 178 CS, so the CS gap is closing in top lane, but not the item gap, as Gnar is now at 3 items. Ooh. Yeah, that's somewhere you want to be. Good E out from Conwraithen. Oh, a little bit of an emote there.
But I think Tuba wants to be in mini.
Yeah. And True Shot Barrage. Yeah, True Shot Barrage is going to be used there to clear out the wave. And Conwraithen's kind of just lucky to be alive there. You know, luckily that a certain individual didn't have an R button to press, because he'd be dead otherwise.
Yeah, Gelati now with 144 seconds on the Requiem, still rather high, but I imagine with his rune setup that he probably has Ultimate Hunter.
Yeah, he does. Now, one thing I will say is he now has that Roa stacked as well, so this is a tanky Karthus, as well as a very punchy Karthus. Like, he hurts, and he's hard to kill.
Yeah, there's a fight.
Not really. They're just gonna scare him a bit, smack the tower. Mayor of Huevos probably gonna go down, does get stunned up. Delta Terra does go in. Mayor of Huevos does go down, but there's a lot of damage coming out of Tuba! And Tuba's just going to run. Yeah, runs Zac down, flashes the wall. There's nothing that Sona can do. She's left all alone against this giant, scary Yordle monster. That's a triple there for Tuba. And the double kill for Jhin. He's going to get taken out by the turret, so that is traded over, but that is the ace. And they're going to lose inhibs and inhib towers for this one, as Gelati shows up to clean things up.
Yeah, Tuba, that Wit's End actually putting in so much work that fight, triggering Tuba's max HP damage over and over and over again on that Gnar. He just starts chasing him down. Sona gets separated because Tuba hops over the wall, and the fight just starts to degenerate from there.
And that's going to be an inhib and an inhib turret taken out, which does put that is bot side. So we should note that this does put more pressure now onto Funky Ducks, because like washed up Onetricks can just go to Baron. And just with super pressure going down, like what are you gonna do, right? They're gonna gather here, prep for the dragon, which is gonna come in about 25 seconds here. A little bit of a vision fight going down. Tuba is seen on vision, but is that something you really want to fight? Who just barely avoids it, but that doesn't matter. The damage is too much. Tuba is unstoppable. Requiem comes down, and look at how much damage Sona has.
66% of Sona.
That's pretty much through a shield. She does actually get stunned. Doesn't gonna matter. There goes the ult that comes up. The flash. The hook is not gonna connect. Ooh, a little bit of a misplay. Delta Terra does go in, is trying to kill Rixie. Bixby goes down instead, and it looks like Gelati is just going to be soloing the Drake. Well, not soloing. They're going to duo the Drake, because Mayor of Huevos is there as well. That's 2 Mountain Drakes. This is going to get even scarier. Like,
yeah, if they're already having problems dealing with the Karthus now, just with the tankiness that he gets out of Roa, having an Earth Dragon shield is just going to make his life so much easier.
Add into that, the possibility of that Gnar coming in with like a 400 HP shield. Yikes.
Or
Yeah,
Rixie being able to survive the Nocturne burst because of the Mountain Shield.
like it's gonna be just enough either way. Like, yeah, most like Mountain Drake, not the best soul, but under these conditions, it's not a soul I think that Funky Ducks want Washed Up Onetricks to have.
Yeah, I think that that's what's interesting about some of the different dragons is that they're good situationally. It just you're not always in the right situation.
By the way, Washed Up Onetricks just kind of casually take an inhib. Cannon there in kind of the bad part of town here. The exhaust goes down just to slow him. Cannon forced a flash before the Gnar comes out, and yeah, this is this ain't looking good. This is pressure.
Yeah, Gnar just barely not able to get that ulti off as he hops in. The flash coming out to avoid it. That would have been dead cannon more than likely, but see them moving towards Baron here with complete vision control of this topside jungle.
Yeah, there's nothing that Funky Ducks can do. It looks like they're not even going to contest it. They probably know they're here too.
Looks like they are going to take a reset instead of just running directly towards the top side. Gelati just holding down that wave clear. It's probably going to be a 5-man push towards the top with those two inhibs down.
Probably that'll secure your three inhibs, that'll secure your double stack supers, and that just makes life that much more miserable for Funky Ducks to deal with. As it looks like Yama's about to run face first into a Gelati.
Just has the Molestic slingshot out. That Karth is so strong right now. And here's Tuba.
This isn't even your jungle anymore. He just has to flash. There's nothing he can do. He just has to flash because they're just that strong. He even slingshots away even further just in case. And here we go. Here comes the crash, just like you predicted. Requin comes down to try to force damage out. That is a big chunk of damage. Okay, Delta Terra does go in. It looks like Rixie does get shut down. Bixby also gets shut down, but that kind of doesn't matter because everyone else is just so fed. There's the go. Yeah, the crescendo comes down, but that doesn't matter. Zach's gonna die here to Gelati. They're just gonna walk at these in. Inhib goes down, by the way, so this will be the double super waves crashing from here on out for the next few minutes. Gnar has a Guardian Angel, by the way, so you have to kill Gnar twice. As if killing Gnar already hard, wasn't already hard enough. He now has to die twice, and he's gonna make use of it here. He's just gonna spend all of his life bar just trying to get this inhib down. They're just smacking away now at the Nexus with the Baron minions. There's nothing they can do when the game ends.
Wow, that was pretty much the Tuba and Gelati show. Tuba 12-1-4 on that Gnar, 210 CS, 30 CS, almost 40 CS lead. Gelati a full 100 CS ahead of his lane opponent, 8-2-5. Ridiculous play from both of them.
Definitely agreed there. And one thing I can say on that one is we said last game that Gelati was the support mid laner. I think this game shows that if you give him his champion, it doesn't matter. He'll destroy you on it, especially on something like Karthus, especially when you kind of play into that Karthus and just let him do what he wants there. Like, there was nothing they could really have done, Like, once he got going, it just didn't stop, and that's kind of just what this team does. Once they have the momentum, they just know how to put the pedal down and just foot on the gas and go.
Yeah, it felt like it was very similar to the last game in that as Washed Up Onetricks were slowly accruing more and more gold, more and more advantage, it just kept ramping up and up and up the progression of the game. Really aggressive vision control. I mean, there were periods of time where they controlled both sides of the jungle just via wards. Man,
Oof.
that was a fun game.
Yeah. I mean, fun if you're an R at least. Like,
Yeah, if you're the Gnar that's just hopping into base and autoing down everyone.
yeah, it's not it's not very often that you get to see that kind of game where a team just wins such a dominant manner that literally their top laner can just flash in effectively 1v5 and still win. Like that's a very rare game to see, and I think that not just in Ionia, but other teams, other divisions can just take a look at this. This is a good template for winning, guys. This is how you win with your fundamental League of Legends.
Yeah, it didn't even really feel like there was any sort of like a big insane play that led to winning. It was just a slow trickle down. Washed up Onetricks just taking small pieces away from Funky Ducks until they didn't have any chips to play with. All right, well, that is going to be the series between Washed Up Onetricks and Funky Ducks. 2-0 over to Washed Up Onetricks in the Ionia division. You have anything else to say about the game, Autumn?
Not in particular. I think we kind of said what needed to be said, and we can kind of just let the results of that game speak for itself.
And we will. That is 2-0 going over to Washed Up Onetricks. We will be back after just a short break here with our next set of games. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned.